Hi, my name is Cassandra McPherson, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do your makeup. These steps are easy, fun, and inexpensive. This makeup is going to be to go to school, work, or even date night. So some of the products you're going to be needing is spray, setting spray, foundation, translucent powder, mascara, concealer, lip gloss, under eye setting powder, contour powder, and brow products and primer. Now some of the tools that you're going to be needing is a fan brush for highlight, under eye setting brush, blending brush, contour brush, and fluffy brush to set your face. And it's up to you which thing you feel more comfortable with, a beauty blender or a sponge. I personally like my sponges. I don't like the beauty blender. Yeah, so let's get right into it. I personally, since I always have my hair done, I put a little headband on so the makeup doesn't get into my hair. Yeah. So when you start, you want to make sure that you have a clean canvas, that your face is washed and ready to go. The first thing that you're going to do is prime. I have oily skin, so I use a mattifying primer. So this is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Everything with makeup is less is more. So you put on a little bit of makeup, like this. I put it where I mostly need it, so I get oily here in my T-zone, and that's where I apply it. You want to make sure that you really get it in there. Make sure that your pores soak it all up, because later on you will regret it. Your makeup will start falling apart, you'll be oily, you'll look a hot mess. Next, you let that sit for a little bit. Next, again, since I have oily skin, I use a mattifying foundation. So my go-to foundation is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My shade is FW1 Honey Bronze. This is my summer shade. You apply, again, less is more. You always start off with at least 2 or 3 pumps, and then you apply more as you go applying more as you need it. You can tell it's well loved. It doesn't even want to pump out. Okay, so do you guys remember that sponge I was talking to you about? That's where it comes into play. This is the step that you're gonna need it. Now you pounce, you don't swipe, you pounce it on. And make sure it's well blended out. Now the hint of foundation is you want to blend it to your neck, not to your face, so it looks seamless. Blend this out. Take your time with it. You don't want to have any unblended areas. This is a very full coverage foundation, so you don't really need a lot. Apparently it looks like I didn't apply enough, so I'm gonna need like at least 1 more pump. But again, I'd rather start off with less than put a whole bunch, because then you're gonna look like a cakey mess. So I'm gonna apply 1 more pump. Put it wherever I see it's a little spotty. I also take whatever's left in the back of my hand and I put that on the sponge and go blending that out again. You also want to blend it down to your neck so you don't look two different shades. Because that's awkward. Okay, so this is blended out. Next, you're going to jump into concealer. I have two different concealers, but I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one more. This one is a very full coverage concealer. You do not need a lot of this. A little drop, you spread it out and you're fine. Now here's the trick with concealer. When you're using concealer, you make a little triangle. You make a little triangle. Underneath the eye, like this, and then you blend it out. Now I'm gonna show you one eye so you can see like the difference right away. This is supposed to give you a more awake look and to cover any dark circles underneath the eye. So it looks like you woke up like this. Okay. Do you see the difference between both eyes? This is, I want to go back home. This one is, I'm ready for the day. Yeah. So I'm going to apply this, do the same thing to the other eye. Remember, less is more. That much, and then I move it around and blend it out. The triangle, you want to make a triangle underneath your eye and then blend it out. Okay, now that that concealer is blended, you want to set it. Now this is where the under eye setting brush comes into play. You want to set it to make sure that it doesn't crease. If it creases, it's going to look a hot mess. You're going to have to start all over. I use the Wet n Wild contouring palette in Dulce de Leche. I use the highlighting shade underneath. And I set that under eye. You always want to tap off the excess. You don't want to place all of that powder underneath your eye. I also set my nose because, again, I get oily in my T-zone. So I set that down as well. Normally, you can also highlight in your T-zone, but since I'm so oily, I don't go there. You set down all the places that you want to brighten. And make sure that they don't get super duper oily. Now that that's done, you want to set the rest of your face. So you can use some translucent powder. I use the Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is what it looks like. Again, less is more. You don't need a whole bunch. Tap off the excess. Set the rest of your face. Tap off the excess. Set the rest of your face. Now this is just to make sure that your face is set and that after this you're going to be able to contour. So that way your product goes on smoothly and it doesn't start glumping up because like your foundation is still wet. Okay, now that my face is set, we're ready for the contour. This is my favorite part. Contouring is kind of like line. It makes your face look chiseled when it's not. So you go, what I do, my technique is I make a fish face and then I contour right where you get the indent. So tap off the excess. You're right there. You see the difference? Fat, chisel, fat, chisel, yeah. Now again, less is more. You don't want to look like someone punched you. And you always have to go back and blend it out. So this, I'm just laying down the product. And then I'm going to go back and blend it out. You can also bring the contour down to your chin, but since I already have a strong jawline, I don't do that. Everything is in your preference. It's up to you. There's nothing wrong with makeup. There's no rules to makeup. You also want to contour the forehead, make your forehead look smaller. So you go around the perimeter of your forehead right there. And you contour there as well. Notice that I'm always, every time I go back into the pan, I always remove the excess product because you don't want there to be too much product. You're gonna look like a Oompa Loompa and you don't want that. Now that I laid down the product, I'm gonna go in and blend it out. This is my blending brush, by the way. Again, take your time with it and always make sure that you're getting everywhere and you're always blending out everything. So now that I blended that out, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I want to say mascara. Why not? We'll do mascara. The mascara that I'm using is this is so hard to pronounce. It's the Lancome Grandos Extreme. I like this because it makes my eyelashes super long and voluminous with volume. Now with this, you want to take your time as well. You don't want to get mascara everywhere. You want to make sure you coat every lash. Now a lot of people, they don't like to do their bottom lashes. I guess they're too scared to, or they think it's too much, but I think it's a necessity to do it. Again, make sure you coat every lash. Take your time. You don't want to get this everywhere. Do you see the difference? No lashes, lashes. Yeah. Now, the great thing about mascara, they come in all different types. They have lengthening, they have volumizing, they have separating. It's all up to you, up to your lash preference. They have black, they have brown, they have blue, purple. It's all up to you, whatever occasion it is. Me, I stick to the basics. I just like a little bit of volume. And I like the shade Black is Black. It's really noticeable. Everyone, once they see you, the first thing they look at is your eyes. It just draws attention there. I think applying mascara is what takes the longest for me, because I want to make sure that I get every last hair. Okay, now that that's finished, you can move on to brows. I actually have very thick brows, so I don't really have a lot to do. I like to just like fill in the sparse areas. So I'm gonna be using a little bit of brow powder that I stole from my mom. You use the spoolie, you brush out your hairs, and then you fill in any sparse areas with the brush. Again, I don't really need a lot, so it's just gonna be at the edges where I'm missing a little bit of hair growth. So I don't know if you can see the difference. This is filled in, this is still sparse, it's still missing a little bit. I'm gonna go into the other one. You brush it out with the spoolie, and then you fill in wherever you think it's needed. So I think I need some a little bit here in the front. And remember, less is more. You don't want to go in with a whole bunch of brow product and then you have your brows look like you Sharpied them in. No bueno. This brow is worse than the other one. Now, last but not least, my favorite thing of them all, highlighter. I love highlighter. It just brings pizzazz to the whole look. It's flirty, everyone is just looking at you, you're glowing. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette. Unfortunately, it's discontinued. It was a limited edition, but I love it. You could use any highlighter. It's your preference. Now, there's two different fan brushes. You have the larger one and you have the skinnier one. Preferably, I like the skinnier one for more precise application. So I'm going to go in with Glow Getter. And this, you tap off the excess always. And you apply it to your cheekbones. So you apply it right here. In a swiping motion, very easy. I like a lot of highlight. You don't have to go this intense with the highlight, but I do. I like everyone to see it. Now this is with highlight. This is without highlight. Dull, glowing, dull, glowing. I'm gonna go into the other side. You don't be afraid to mix different highlighters together for even prettier effect. go in, tap out the excess. Two other weird places that I apply highlight is on the tip of my nose. I apply a little bit on the tip of my nose, and I apply a little bit on my cupid's bow. Just a little bit. And that's just about it. Now it's up to you. You can apply a little bit of gloss. I'm gonna apply just a little bit because the look calls for it. But you can put on a little bit of gloss. You can put on a bold lip, a nude lip, matte lip, satin. It's up to you. It depends where you're going. You can even change your look from day to night with gloss in the day and then like a bold red lip at night without changing your makeup or redoing it. That's why I love makeup. It's so versatile. So this is the finished product. So this is good for the day, the night, evening, wherever you're going, even to the club if you don't want to, you know, go all out. You can even just apply a little bit of eyeshadow and you're ready. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial. I hope this helped. I hope that you'll be going to school, work, church with your makeup done, and come back. Thank you.